I'm going to be showing you how to create a simple logo design with letters. So let's get into it. I'm currently in Affinity Designer 2. I'm going to be creating a new document, and I've already got my page width set up, 1080 by 1080, and I've got 300 dpi, and I'm going to create. So firstly, I'll be creating a logo for a company named Advanced Vision. So I'm just going to put the name at the top here, and I'm just going to separate it. So I'm going to select the tool, and I'm going to use Option just to copy the name. I'm going to select, hold the Option key, and make an A. I'm going to select, hold down my Option key, and create a V. So these two letters over here are going to be the letters that we're going to create. And I want this to be in the font of Big Caslon, and the same for this V. Cool. I'm just going to select these and make them a little bit bigger so that we can work with them. So I want it to look somewhat like this. Now, how am I going to do that? I'm going to select my rectangle tool, and I'm just going to be cutting off this section of the A as well as this. So I'm going to put that on top. I'm going to hold down my Shift key and click on the A. Please make sure here on the right hand side in your layers that your rectangle is above your A, and then at the top right here we can subtract. Okay, now you just get this outline. I'm just going to fill it with a black fill, and this hollow one is the stroke, but we're going to be using the fill. Next, I'm going to be doing that again, but I'm going to be doing it here to remove this section. I'm just going to make this any color. I'm just going to be rotating my rectangle just so that it aligns with my A. Drag it over, and I'm just zooming in just to make sure that my rotation is correct. While my rectangle is selected, I'm going to hold down Shift to select the A as well. Make sure my rectangle's above my letter, and I'm going to subtract. So now this is what we've got left of our A. We're going to do the exact same thing for our V. Rectangle over the V. As you can see, my rectangle's below. I'm just going to drag it to the top. I'm going to hold down Shift to select my V and subtract. And once again, I'm just going to fill my V in with black. Now we have to do the brush effect. I'm going to grab my pen tool on the left hand side. I'm just going to make a dot, and I'm going to hold down my Shift key and then make another dot. Great. Now I'm going to use my brushes on the right hand side. If you don't see the gouache brush, you can just use the drop down menu. It's the fourth one from the top, and we're going to be using the dry gouache 2. Now I'm going to select V again, which is my selection tool. I am going to rotate it, and I'm just going to bring it down and align it up with my A. Cool. I feel like my A is a little bit on the wide side, so I'm just going to make it a little bit more narrow. I think that's good. And the same for my V. I just want it to be a little bit more narrow. Perfect. Now let's continue on with my brush. I'm just going to have to make this thinner. So I'm just going to go at the top here. This will be the width of my brush, and I'm just going to shrink it down and then put it into place just so I can see roughly how big my brush should be. And I'm just angling it so that it roughly follows up with this angle of the A. Cool, that looks good to me. I'm just holding down Shift as I drag it down because I want this brush effect to go down even longer. And I'm just zooming in just to make sure that it looks like it flows nicely. And I'm just going to stretch my brush effect up a little bit more, just so you can see it covers up nicely and it looks like it flows in from one to the other. Great. Now I'm just going to select my line, hold my Option key, and move that up. Okay. Just going to somewhat align it with my V and just rotate it. Cool. Bring the dark section at the bottom. I'm going to zoom in to see that they line up nicely. Perfect. I'm holding down my select as I select each item, and I'm just going to bring them closer. Now that I've got my name, Advanced Visions, I actually want to make these a thinner font, and I want to go with Roboto. I'm not being blunt. There is Roboto, and I don't just want Roboto, I want Roboto. So I'm just deciding light or thin. I'm gonna go with Roboto Thin. I think it creates a great contrast against these two. And I'm just gonna drag these down. I'm just gonna move it a little bit left. Move this one a little bit. And there we go. We've created a very simple, very artistic brush style lettering effect that you can use for your logos. If you've got any questions, please feel free to let me know below. Otherwise, don't forget to like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.